Mel is basically a block. It's kind of two things at once. So more broadly speaking, it's really a project to build out what I feel like are really missing base layers for how should we put it, like the kind of like next generation of the internet. Like people say Web3, but Web3 hasn't turned into this word that means like, token stuff and things like that. I really mean what is going to replace Web2, right? It's really about building out the foundational infrastructure for that. And one of the most important things, and the other thing that's called MEL other than this overall project, is the MEL blockchain. The MEL blockchain is a blockchain that's designed to be really simple, really like credibly neutral, and not need governance as a result. And most importantly, its most important feature is that it's designed around light clients. And so the idea here is that you don't have to sync the whole blockchain to verifiably know what's on it and interact with code running on it. So the idea here is that let's say you're building a peer-to-peer network and you're using, let's say, the blockchain for, I don't know, Sybil resistance or identity or something. If you build this on Ethereum or on pretty much any other blockchain right now, that doesn't work because how do you know what's going on chain? You're going to ask a centralized gateway like in FIAT or something. And now your whole peer-to-peer network is like held hostage by whatever gateway provider you choose. And the way around this is really pervasive like client support, where the entire blockchain is designed so that anybody can prove to any full node can prove to you, okay, this is what's going on in this part of the blockchain, and I can't lie to you. That's actually surprisingly hard. Like the entire blockchain has a lot of rather surprising features. Like for example, it has a very simple UTXO-based model, a little bit like Bitcoin. It also has like very, very long weak subjectivity periods. Oh, all that means is that you can't actually, it's proof of stake, but you have to stake for a really long time. You're not allowed to unstake very soon. But basically, there's a lot of design trade-offs I made to make light clients actually usable and scalable. And the idea here is that once you have this base layer, then you can use blockchains in a way that you can't right now, which is that you can use them to secure off-chain non-blockchain systems, like peer-to-peer networks, like Earendil, which I can get into later, and things like, identity systems for off-chain, I don't know, like peer-to-peer chat systems or whatever. And I feel like that'll be at least 90% of the actual value of blockchains in the future. And not, and I also like so I would call this kind of thing like a post-blockchain Web3 almost. You still need a blockchain to secure some small like root or trust things like identity and maybe like value transfer. But ultimately, the interesting things are not happening on chain. The composable ecosystem's not happening on chain. You're not composing smart contracts with each other to build your apps. You're really composing different protocols, such as, I don't know, a file storage protocol, a data transfer protocol, etc., all of which are non-blockchain protocols. You just compose them like you compose, I don't know, HTTP and TCP and those things on the current internet. Except the fact is that those things are possible because you can secure certain things with a blockchain. So I guess that's the whole like MEL vision, the MEL ecosystem. And the blockchain is like the first step to it. We've have a pretty stable beta net running for like 2 years already, actually. And recently we're also planning on kind of releasing one of the last versions of it before we kind of ossify it. But like that's kind of a summary of what the MEL project and blockchain is all about.
Unchecked governments have eradicated privacy and truth. Those who resist are brought down swiftly, but we refuse to submit. Lunapunks are freedom fighters, protected by encrypted shadows. The future we're building is sovereign and uncensorable. The moonlit night is coming.